Have you ever looked up at the stars and wondered why we're here? For thousands of years, humans have turned to religion to answer that question. It's given us stories, communities, and a sense of purpose. But what if religion, the thing so many of us hold dear, isn't what it seems? What if it's the last great lie we still believe? Let's go back to the beginning, not the beginning of the universe, but the beginning of doubt. Around the 5th century, a guy named Diagoras of Melos was called the atheist in ancient Greece. He didn't just question the gods, he mocked them, saying they were made-up stories to keep people in line. A few centuries later, a Roman poet named Lucriccius took it further. In his book De Rerum Natura, he argued religion was born from fear and ignorance, chaining people to superstition. He said it wasn't the gods who made us tremble, it was our own minds. These weren't just random skeptics. They were early voices in a debate that's still alive today. Is religion a path to truth or a story we tell ourselves to feel safe? Fast forward to now. About 84% of the world's population, roughly 6.5 billion people, identify with a religion. Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism, and countless others shape how we live, love, and even fight. But the critics haven't gone quiet. They're louder than ever, saying religion might be doing more harm than good. So, what's the case against religion, and why does it matter? One of the biggest criticisms is that religion is a human invention, a social construct. Think about it. Every culture has its own gods, rules, and sacred texts. Daniel Dennett, a modern philosopher, says there's no evidence these stories come from a divine source. They're products of our brains, shaped by our needs for order and meaning. Sam Harris, another thinker, puts it bluntly. Scriptures like the Bible or Quran aren't divine. They're just old books, written by people with their own agendas. Imagine you're born 3,000 years ago. A comet streaks across the sky. You don't know it's just a ball of ice and dust. To you, it's a sign from the gods, maybe a warning. So, you create a story to explain it. That's what David Hume, an 18th century philosopher, argued. Religion started as a way to make sense of a scary, unpredictable world. It's not about truth, it's about comfort. Comfort's a powerful thing. Karl Marx called religion the opium of the people, not because it's evil, but because it numbs pain. When life feels unfair, when you lose someone you love or face a disaster, religion offers hope. It says there's a plan, a purpose, maybe an afterlife. Richard Dawkins, a famous biologist, admits this is why religion sticks around. It's like a warm blanket for the soul. But here's the catch. What if that blanket's keeping us from seeing the world clearly? Critics say religion doesn't just comfort, it divides. History's full of examples. The Crusades, starting in the 11th century, saw Christians and Muslims wage holy wars, leaving millions dead. Fast forward to today, and groups like ISIS claim divine justification for violence. Bertrand Russell, a 20th century philosopher, said religion often fuels conflict because it puts us against them. A 2006 poll in The Guardian found 82% of British people think religion causes more division than unity. It's not just violence. Religion's been blamed for holding back progress. Take Galileo, the astronomer who dared say the Earth orbits the sun. In the 17th century, the Catholic Church put him on trial for heresy. His ideas threatened their view of the universe. Even now, debates over evolution, stem cell research, or vaccines sometimes pit religious beliefs against science. Critics like Steven Weinberg argue this resistance slows us down, keeping us stuck in the past. Then there's the moral argument. Some say religion doesn't make us better people. It makes us worse. Dawkins points out that religious texts often value obedience over compassion. The Bible and Quran have verses condemning homosexuality, justifying slavery, or demanding harsh punishments. In some places, these texts are used to oppress women, limit free speech, or defend practices like honor killings. A 2010 report noted stoning laws still exist in countries like Saudi Arabia and Yemen, tied to religious codes. Albert Einstein once said, "Morality doesn't need religion. You don't need a holy book to know it's wrong to hurt someone." Countries like Sweden and Denmark, where most people aren't religious, still have strong ethics, low crime, high trust, and thriving communities. Sam Harris argues we'd be better off with a morality based on reason, not ancient rules. Some critics go deeper, saying religion isn't just wrong, it's unhealthy. Sam Harris compares strong religious belief to a kind of delusion. A 2011 study even linked figures like Abraham or Moses to traits of psychotic disorders, suggesting their visions might have been brain glitches. Scientists like V.S. Ramachandran have studied how temporal lobe epilepsy can spark spiritual experiences. There's even a device, nicknamed the God Helmet, that stimulates the brain to mimic mystical feelings. This doesn't mean religious people are crazy, but it raises a question. Are we wired to believe, even if there's no proof? Now, let's pause. It's easy to pile on the critiques, but religion isn't all bad. Studies, over 850 of them, show religious people often have better mental health, less depression, and lower suicide rates. A 2019 Pew Research study found religious folks tend to be happier, volunteer more, and feel connected to their communities. Think of figures like Martin Luther King Jr., who used faith to fight for justice, or Mother Teresa, whose belief drove her to help the poor. Religion can build bridges too. It's given us art, music, and charity networks that save lives. So, why the hate? Maybe it's not religion itself, but how we use it. Imagine a world without religion. No churches, no mosques, no sacred texts. Would it be paradise? John Lennon thought so in his song Imagine, but others, like Dawkins, admit it's not that simple. Without religion, we might lose some of the glue that holds communities together. We need new ways to find meaning, to face death, to teach kids right from wrong. On the flip side, a world without religious conflict might mean fewer wars, less dogma, more room for science. Countries like Sweden show it's possible to thrive without leaning on faith, but even there, people still search for something bigger, whether it's nature, love, or ideas like environmentalism. Maybe we're built to believe in something, even if it's not a god. So, where does this leave us? Is religion the last lie we still believe? It depends on how you look at it. If it's a lie, it's one we've told ourselves for millennia, not out of malice, but out of need. It's a story that's comforted us, inspired us, and yes, sometimes divided us. The truth is, religion's not going anywhere soon, but it's changing. Younger generations are less religious, especially in places like Europe and North America. Some are swapping old faiths for new ones: social justice, climate activism, even mindfulness. Maybe the question isn't whether religion's true, but whether it's useful. Does it make us better or hold us back? Lucretius, way back in ancient Rome, said the fear of gods was a chain, but he also said truth could set us free. Whether you believe in a god, many gods, or none at all, the search for truth is what keeps us human. So what do you think? Is religion the last lie or something more? Let us know in the comments. And if you like this, hit that subscribe button. We'll keep exploring the big questions together.